Hello. Well, I want to start off by saying, hasn't life been quite interesting for everybody? I sure have felt like life has been quite interesting. I haven't been on here for a while. I haven't posted anything for a while. And today I was making jewelry. In fact, I was making this pendant for a client. I'm still wearing it because I like to rock what I make for a little bit. But, this thought came to my mind. I'm about to start a new journey. I'm about to travel, do something that I've never done before. I've traveled, like gone to Sedona, Hawaii, Mexico. But I've never left this continent, these states, to go to a completely new country, new continent, So I want to document these moments of change I'm about to go on to hopefully inspire somebody who maybe has a similar idea or feeling. This is my virtual journal entry. So today dates August 2nd, 2021. And I'm in California. And I got a lot going on in my mind. The thoughts of me leaving a place where I call home and that I'm very comfortable in, surrounded by people I love, friends, family, my dog, my environment. But there's something that I've always dreamed about doing my whole life, even as a child, was to see the world. Is to see the world. To experience the world, to experience culture, to experience food, to experience everything, And I never did it. Up until now. I am 31 years old, and I am finally taking a leap of faith. My background wasn't a preferred life always. There was a lot of challenges that came through my life with family, relationships, basically all type of relationships. That was where the most challenge has been, is understanding my relationships with all people that I have a relationship with, whether it's platonic or whether it's an actual loving relationship with a partner, So a lot of my challenges do come from relationships, and they're beautiful to acknowledge that all of those relationships have led me somewhere, which is here, which is the now. So I'm grateful for that. Looking back, I'm grateful for it. Even though during the moment, it was really hard. And I was like, why did I put myself through this? But it was very much needed. And I see that, understand that, and I'm grateful for that. It took a long time to finally get to that process to be where I'm now. But with that, I now chose to take that leap of faith and going where my heart has most desired, which is to see the world. what motivated me and pushed me to do this was everything that has been happening recently, you know? I mean, last year, even part of this year, we're in this COVID phase of life. I don't know. Everything's really unpredictable at the moment. But this is not about talking about all that crap because I feel like we hear enough of it. But I do want to talk about what came from that and how we can look at things in a whole new perspective. That even unpreferred moments are working in our favor without us even realizing it. But we had to look past the illusion, look past the pain and the suffering and everything that's happening to see the clarity. Because when all this started, I was living in Anaheim with a partner who I thought I really loved. You know, what is love? I still feel like I'm figuring that out. But I do know what love isn't. And I was receiving all those things that were not love, but were projected to be as love. It changed me. That relationship changed me a lot. It changed me into a person I didn't like being. It changed me into a person I didn't want to be. But it took me there. And it broke me down mentally, physically, emotionally, on all levels, spiritually too, we can say. You know, because I wasn't doing my spiritual practices like I normally would. I put so much focus into another person, neglected my own needs to try and please another person, and yet it wasn't enough. That person was not receptive of what I was giving him. So therefore I kept trying and I kept giving until I drained myself completely out of my own cup. Like I gave all of my cup. And what led to that? Suffering. Why? Because I allowed somebody outside of me to affect me. But this isn't about a sob story, okay? I'm not here to have anyone feel bad for me because I don't feel bad for me. Not anymore, that is. Because, of course, after a breakup, you know, you go through so much suffering of like, oh, like, why did this happen? And like, well, did I deserve it? Maybe it was my fault. Maybe it was my fault abuse happened. Maybe it was my fault. I should have just done those things. But no. First of all, abuse should never take place in a relationship. Whether it's mental abuse, emotional abuse, physical abuse, sexual abuse, any type of abuse that there is, it could be, should not be permitted in a relationship ever. And me thinking this person loved me, I continuously forgave him for these moments of abuse that continued to happen. I lowered my standards for another person, which will never happen again. I left, and even during that relationship, during the time, I pondered a lot. Will my dream of traveling the world ever happen? He would tell me he didn't want to go to Europe. Like, why go there or those were the people who colonized us. Yeah, but they're a part of us. They're in my blood. What can I do? If I'm here to discover who I come from, like where I really come from, where my roots come from, or who are my ancestors, I can't just look at a part of myself. I have to look at the entire picture. Whether I want to, whether I want that to even be a part of me, it doesn't matter. I have no choice. It is a part of me. So I want to go see who my ancestors are. And I am. I'm doing it. I do know that I have some Spanish blood in me, and going to Spain will definitely give me a broader idea of maybe who and where my people come from. I will gravitate to the right areas that will call me, because my family history has been lost. Parents don't know nothing to even guide me towards it. So I gotta do some self-discovery. So that relationship, that situation motivated me to get the heck out of there and to heal what I needed to heal, which was really painful. Okay, it took me many months to just get past it, and it was a roller coaster ride. It was like an up and down moment. It was like, I'm good, and then no, I'm not good anymore, and then I'm good again, and then no, I'm not good. It was so much shadow work that needed to take place. I was on the highway of self-recovery. I can't even explain the moments of upgrades I have experienced because of it. Because I took so much focus I don't want to be this person anymore. So to get here, to here, I need to look within myself to fully embrace those things. And it was so painful. It was so painful to see. And not only things about my relationships outside of myself, but the relationship within me. When I started to look at the relationship within me, to see how everything that we come across is a reflection of who we are, right? Because I'm like, if this is the partner I attracted, what is that saying about me? What energy do I carry that is attracting these partners that continue to fail, that continue to bring me down, that continue to have addictions or abuse or some sort of downfall that continues to break me down? What is it within me that is creating this outside of me? It was a hard slap in the face. A really hard slap in the face. Because it took me back a lot. It took me back a lot to my youth years of being in high school, being younger. You know, I'm not proud about a lot of things I did in life. I'm sure we're all there. There's a lot of things that we're all not proud about, right? And even though I'm not that person anymore, karma has to take place eventually. It might not be right away. It might take 15, 20 years later. But it's going to happen. And you could probably be a completely new person when that karma hits. And you could be like, I'm a good person. I do a lot. I put myself out there a lot to be at service to the world and do all these things. But why is this happening? Why did I attract this? And it's because of that. Karma comes around when it needs to. And if we haven't dealt with a lot of things that we haven't come to realizations of yet, it's going to give us a wake-up call. And I was living in a life of illusion. I'm a dreamer. I fantasize a lot. not sexually, not sexual fantasize. This is not a sexual fantasy, but more like I fantasize the fact like, oh, I see the greater good in everyone. There's so much potential in this person. Wow. You would be such an amazing person when you reach your potential. I want to be a part of your growth so that I can see your growth. It would be so wonderful because I'm sure you want to reach your highest potential just like I do. Lies. Not everybody wants that. So, I had to look at myself, fully see where the root cause of everything came from, and realize this all happened because of my own doings. Interesting, right? I'm not saying it's for everyone. Of course not. Everyone goes through that. Everyone has their own way, their own reflections, but this is my personal reflection. This is my my personal conclusions of my whys and why I'm attracting these people. So, he was a reflection of me, who I was inside at one point, because not only was he a reflection of my past, but he was also a reflection of a part of me that I never expressed, which was anger. I suppressed anger my whole life, my whole childhood up till that relationship. Why? I grew up looking at my mother saying, I never want to be angry, because that's all I would see her do and be and act. Yelling and angry, I thought it was ugly. Ugh. Being angry is ugly. I don't want to be that person. So I chose to never be angry. And instead of being angry, it caused a lot of self-harm to myself just by making that choice. Not only by making that mental choice of doing that, but also physically causing harm to myself. I would burn myself and cut myself just so I wouldn't feel anger, because just that little slight pain, a fire against my skin, brought peace throughout my whole body, because all that my body could feel and react to was that burning sensation, and then it was fine. And I'm not saying like I would get a lighter and like burn the crap out of my hand or something. No, I would get a match, light that shit up, and then light it off from me on my skin. Yeah, it was definitely a mechanism I acquired. I don't even know how it started, to help calm me, and it did. I didn't feel angry after that. But what that did is it completely suppressed my anger, and then I would act out in other ways, like rebelled, and I just started to do whatever the heck I wanted, and it took me down a path of rebellion. And luckily I didn't mess up so bad in life to where I had to do a lot to recover from, but it did create a lot of trust issues with my family. So I have some scars left. Not they're actually disappearing. I just literally thought I seen them the other day. That's interesting. Wow, you kind of see that little dark spot. I don't know if you can see it, but that little spot was a burn mark. But they're all really disappearing lately, and maybe it's because I'm actually healing and I reflected upon it. But I don't know. I'm kind of going off in thought right now, but I never expressed anger, and with this relationship, all he was angry. He would yell, and it was always like, bleh, and like, yeah, like, you know what I mean? And there was a moment where my buttons got pushed so far, because his favorite word to call me was bitch. Oh. People don't understand. You don't call a woman a bitch. Like, you're gonna get a bitch when you call a woman a bitch. But it was so, like, triggering for me, I finally snapped. I snapped. And I killed him. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I just wanted to make you laugh. I didn't. But I snapped and I yelled back at him. And I yelled at the most ugliest rate. I've never heard myself yell this way. I never heard myself react this way. I literally never seen this person come out of me the way it came out with him. It was like an outer body experience. I could just see myself yelling at him. I could see myself and hear myself. And I was like, stop, what are you doing? You're going against what you believe in. But you're doing it. But it felt so good to finally stand up for myself. You know what I mean? Like, I never stood up for myself like that. And I did. But then I was like, oh, I'm just as bad as him. I am just as bad as him. I don't want to be anything like this person. And yet, I'm allowing him to make me stoop down to his level. Fuck that. We got into many fights throughout our relationship. Many where I didn't snap all the time, but when I did, it was so ugly. I seen the ugliness in me. When I would see him yell at me, I thought he was ugly. And I can't even get his face out of my mind when he would yell at me. And I just like remember looking at him and be like, oh my God, like, who are you? You completely embodied a demon or something when you yell like that. It was just so hideous. I lost all attraction to him the more he yelled at me. Every time I was just like, I don't think I love you anymore. Why am I here? Why am I here being with somebody who mistreats me? Why do I continue to be here? What is it? What is it? And there was a lot of ego. There was a lot of ego, even though I was way before ready to leave him. Before the whole shift in life happened, I was getting ready to leave him. He didn't know this. He didn't know I was ready to leave him. I was already looking for a new place to move out. I was working at a really good high-paying job. I was working at a law firm. I was doing good. I was like, I could live on my own. I'm going to find a place. I'm going to move out. And I'm going to break up with his ass. And then the whole shutdown happened. And I was like, fuck. I lost my job. That didn't happen. I couldn't move out anymore. I did not want to move out and go to my family because I was in my ego and I was like, I cannot go to my parents' house. I will not go to my parents' house. I will find a way to get out of this. I will find a way to survive this. I will find a way to break up with him and move out. It will come together. Something will happen. I know I can do it. I just don't want to go back to my family. Well, because I decided to stay and suffer, I suffered. And I learned many, 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 many lessons. And one is, do not let your ego get in the way. Because why it really got in my way, and it really, really, really was worse than putting salt in an open wound. It really taught me a lot. So I moved out of there, and guess where I went? I went to my family's. I had to leave without telling him goodbye. I didn't say goodbye to him. We fought that last fight that really crossed the line. And I made that decision at that very moment that I was leaving. And I was never going to come back. And when he left to go buy food for him and his daughter, they left to go eat. I luckily had my best friend already on her way to pick me up. And I packed up all my shit that I could. I packed a big ass duffel bag that I had, and I put as much as I could in there because I never wanted to come back. I was willing to leave everything to never come back. That relationship was so toxic. I never wanted to come back. I took my dog with me. We left. My friend picked me up. I left. And then that was the beginning of me realizing how I fucked up. But then how that fuck up was really there to bring me to my highest and best of where I am now. All that healing and realizations, shadow work, reflecting. I told myself I don't like to say that word. I don't like to use that word. I won't ever be in this situation again. I won't ever allow a man to mistreat me and put his hands on me again. I won't ever stay because I have hope that things will change. I'm going to do what is right for me and my dog and me. And I'm going to live the life I always wanted to live. It's been 9 months. Ooh, it's been 9 months. Wait. October. It's been 10 months. Yeah, it's been 10 months. Wow. Time flies. It's been 10 months. And now is when I get to enjoy a new life. I've created a whole shift in my life where I now decided to only invite new experiences into my life. I only allow new experiences to enter my life. I only allow new experiences to enter my life. I only allow new experiences that are for my greater and highest good and that are at positive outcomes to enter my life. And you know what? So it shall be, and so it has been. Because all that has been happening has been so uplifting. I've been having intellectual conversations with strangers, people, and everything that I literally was like, I've never had this kind of experience before. And I get excited because it's amazing. It's amazing to see that. It's amazing to feel what a connection with somebody is without there being, oh, this person wants to have sex with me. Like, maybe there is that, but that isn't the only feeling I'm getting. It's literally like a straight up conversation. Like, I want to see what your mind is about. Like, I want to hear your voice as much as I can because it's so interesting what you're saying. I want to feel your heart open as you speak to me through your experiences. Like, that's... Sorry, it was a little gnat. That was like awakening to me, right? That is so powerful. It's just so powerful to see those shifts happen. And it's beautiful and I fucking love it. I'm so grateful because I created that reality. I created that reality because I made the choice, I did the work, and now I'm reaping the benefits. That's what your come up is. You get broken down, you don't allow yourself to be broken down. You put yourself back up. You're going to rebuild yourself like from the bottom up. Like Drake said, started from the bottom, now I'm here. You're going to start from the bottom, But you're going to not stay there. You're not going to allow yourself to stay there. You're going to move up. You're going to move up. It's about moving up, not staying there. Because if you're staying there, well, then now you're just playing your violin. You're playing your little victim violin. And you know what? We're all victims. We've all been a victim. But if you continue to think like a victim, you're going to continue living like a victim. And instead of thinking you're a victim, you can say, yo, I'm a survivor. I survived this shit. I survived blah, blah, blah. I survived this and I survived that. I survived it. I lived it and I survived it. And now I'm moving up from it. I'm growing from it. I'm seeing my benefits that came from those experiences, because every situation, no matter how hard it is, everything is to teach us about ourselves and about how we can grow and how strong we truly are. I'm not saying I understand everybody's situations, and I'm not saying that everybody doesn't deserve to feel the way they do, because you know what, you should feel what you experience. Feel it 100%, but don't stay there. Don't just stay stuck there, because what is that doing for you? Being stuck in a situation that you're not even in anymore, you're replaying your pain over and over. You're so much worthier than to stay in that mentality, because our mentality is our reality. If our minds think something, then that is the reality. That's it. If I say the sky is purple, in my reality, it's going to be purple, always. You can't tell me whatever you want. I'm going to say it's purple. That's it. Because that's the reality I created in my mind. So what reality do you choose to do is really important. It's so important. And I chose the reality that I always wanted. And I chose to let go of fear, because fear was keeping me from creating that reality. Because all I grew up with was with fear. Fear of being kidnapped, fear of being raped, fear of being killed, fear of being child trafficking. I mean, all these things. Family embroidered fear into my mind my whole life. And I had to break that system down that was in my head. I had to break that down, because I did not want to live that reality anymore. And I don't. So, this is just like a little 30-minute recap of my recent life story. And I hope any of you still here. Thank you. I promise you, there is a reason for this. I want to invite you to follow me on my journey of my new life. My new life of creating the reality that I've always wanted, and not what was that I needed to do, that was being told for me to do, or the reality that I thought was for me. It's literally the reality that is chosen for me. As I prepare to leave the 8th on the Lion's Gate, I leave on the Lion's Gate. I'm leaving through the gate of the portal. I'm leaving through a portal into another life, into a better, higher vibrational life. I'm leaving behind all of the pain that I decided to live through. I'm not going to forget it, because it is a part of my growth. But I'm definitely not going to carry it with me anymore, because I already learned what I needed to learn. It's time to blossom. It's time to fly and spread my wings. So I'm going with my friend, one of my best friends. She's a Pisces girl too, and I'm Pisces, of course, and we're the fish. She's one fish, I'm the other one. And we're going to go rediscover ourselves by discovering the world. And we're starting in Europe. So follow me. Go ahead. Hit that follow button or whatever, however YouTube works, because I'm not really quite familiar with it yet. And I'm just going to document my journey and my thoughts and everything that is happening and going through. And I'm going to take you along. And I'm going to show you that we can create our reality no matter what we've been through. Because I've been through a lot of shit, y'all. I've been through a lot of shit. But I've done the work to get out of that shit. And I'm ready to recreate it with new experiences, new vibrations, new people. I know there's so many people out there. So many people that I have yet to have met. And that I am going to meet. That I'm going to help. And that are going to help me. There's so many teachers and students. And I'm a teacher and student. And we're going to learn, and we're going to see. Because I know that there's something out in the world that I need to see and learn so that I can truly understand this life a little bit better. And as I'm doing that, I'm living my purpose. I'm living my purpose by learning. It isn't just about staying in my comfort zone. I don't learn in my comfort zone. That's one thing that life has taught me. That every time I'm in an uncomfortable place, I magnify, I skyrocket into a new, higher person of myself, higher version of myself. So, as a queen that I am, because I'm a queen. And I got no shame saying that because there's nothing wrong to think highly of myself. I'm going to have great experiences and I'm going to enjoy seeing the world. Doesn't mean it's not going to be easy. Doesn't mean it's going to be easy, But I'm ready for new experiences. So, taking the leap and then new experiences. By living the dream that I've always wanted to live. These little gnats in the room. I got some plants in here. I got a lot of plants in here. But I got plants in here. Like bringing in these gnats and I'm getting so annoyed with them. But that's besides the point. So, to cut this, follow me, come with me on my journey. Come see the beauty of life. My ups and downs. Everything all around. I want to share it with you because I want to show you that all is possible with our mentality, our creativity, and yeah, I want to inspire you. So if you feel like being inspired, then I'm your girl. I'm here to show you to love life, even though you live some shitty times, you can still love life. I'm here to show you how to find peace within yourself, even when everything seems chaotic all around you. I'm here to show you of your worth, because you are worthy. We're all worthy. We're all taught that we weren't worthy. And you know what? We wouldn't be here, we wouldn't be existing if we weren't worthy by Creator. Creator chose us to be here. We are worthy for that reason. We exist for that reason. Fuck church and what they teach us that we're not worthy, because we are. And something that the hummingbird medicine always taught me is that you can have fun. as you work. So let's have some fun as we do work. Let's enjoy life as we do work. So as I travel with my best friend, which you'll eventually meet her on one of my videos, we're going to have a blast. We're going to enjoy food. We're going to enjoy adventures. We're going to go into nature. We're going to do bougie stuff as well. We're going to do a balance, because life is balance. We live in a 3D world, but we're also expanding into the 5D. We could find balance if we need balance, because no matter what, we're still human, and we need to have a balance, because if we live all in spirituality, then there's an imbalancement, because we're not accepting the fact that we are also existing in the 3D realm. So find the balance, enjoy it, and yeah, if y'all still here and I'm just talking to myself, which I hope I'm not, I hope that you join me and we have so much fun. And if you have any questions and if you need any assistance, leave a comment below. I do some healing videos in my previous videos, because I am a Reiki master and I like to send healing to people. And I will do some more videos as well along in this journey when I feel that it is needed. And I hope to be in these high vibrational locations to send you the healing through those locations, so you will be feeling them from there too. And yeah, welcome to my new world, because y'all about to go on a ride with me, and we're gonna have a blast. So thank you for being here and for listening to my story, and I hope that my story has helped you in some way. That isn't the complete story, obviously. There's just so many details in between, but we could be here for days if I were to tell you my whole story. If you have questions, go ahead and leave them in the comment, and I will be glad to answer them in one video or another, or even just write you back. But definitely, I hope my story might have resonated with some of you, and I hope this really helps you in some shape or form, because we're all reflections of somehow, and we got similar stories. There's called a collective for a reason, because collectively we're all going through the same thing in a different version. It's like a different timeline. Sometimes I think that we're all the same person, just living different timelines at the same time. Does that make sense? Yeah, let's not get into that, because that could just be like a whole nother topic. And yes, so I send you so much love. And I hope that you end this video with something that you could walk away with that will help you at the time being. And if you are going through something at this very moment, just know that right now it might be shitty. Right now you're in the eye of the storm. But when the storm passes, you get to rebuild, and you get to choose how you want to rebuild your life. You can't rebuild from when you're in the storm, so just go with it. Just go with what you're going through. Feel it, express it, but do not stay stuck in it. That's like the number one thing. If we suppress what you're feeling, you're not helping yourself whatsoever. But definitely feel it. Transmute it through your tears, through whatever you need, whether you're writing it, whether you need to climb the top of the mountain and yell it out, which I did do that too, and it did help. Whether you have to go to the beach and just submerge yourself in the waters and cleanse yourself with the waters, however it is, allow yourself to feel it, cry it out, but then make a choice, and your body will know when you're fed up with feeling that you're ready to move forward, and that is when the prayer, and that's when the work begins, is when you're ready. So don't give up. You've got this. I have faith in you. Creator has faith in you. And you're never alone, because you have all of your spirit guides, your ancestors, your grandmasters there assisting you. They're just waiting for you to ask for help. You have no idea how many times I have literally gotten on my knees and prayed for hours, crying, opening my heart, telling them how I feel. They want to help you. They want to hear you. So do speak to them. They will assist you. And they will, they'll give you a little eventually and be like, okay, it's time to wake up. It's time to get out of this. We're ready to go to the next level. Okay? So now you got this. And yeah, enjoy your process. And as you're going through your process, I'm going to show you what it's like to live the life you want by sharing with you the life that I want. It might not be the same life, but the point is to show you that we can live the life we want and still serve and do and fulfill our purpose through that, because that is our purpose. Because we're all wondering what our purpose is. That is our purpose. Our purpose is to learn and to love and to experience things. And we don't experience things in one place. What if you experience everything in one place? I already experienced enough here. I'm ready for something new. So my phone is dying. And that is the end of this. So, mwah, 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 mwah. Much love and light to y'all. And I'll see you soon. Ciao.